In the midst of it all, I'm not alone but on my own. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being. Carl Jung. And there's a picture of me, and it says, I bought the shape of these glasses in 2020 so I could make my mom laugh. And I did. I never can tell how things will end up, but I can surely tell when I'm in the middle of a deep transformation. Right now, I'm experiencing deeply on a personal level, and I know that pretty much everyone on the planet is going through a collective transformation as well. During an ex Twitter space I participated in last night, a listener asked me about these changes, and I found myself focusing on one message. We are pulsating a mutation, and as the old corrupted walls of decay either fall or the old structures dissolve, even the most feisty among us will either surrender and give in or will be completely crushed by the new wave of ordeals. It is an individual choice, I may say. We are beyond good and evil. Since this dichotomy is a very important juxtaposition to embrace, integration and synthesis are in order. Through tough angles, we are forced to give in or break through, allowing the flow of the energy to transcend. Mom has taught me a valuable lesson. Her body, while fasting after 30 days, shows no sign of giving up. Instead, it regenerates old tissues as an act of purification. Her fierceness is something I also have in me. Her transmission in the past week will support my way in upcoming times. We are the ones we're waiting for. A phrase bordering on cheesiness might be as true as it sounds, for there is no second coming. There is no big savior or political agenda that can magically solve all our problems. No FEMA, no socialist, no liberal, Republican, monarchical, anarchist political agenda that has the answer to the place in history where we find ourselves. The second coming depends on our responsibility. A whole lot of planets are in retrograde. There's an astro update in the footnotes. This means even more reflection. Do you know who you are? What motivates you? What your values are? What triggers you? Do you have a plan B, plan C, or even plan D, just in case? How far are you willing to serve for the good of humanity? Are you still a taker, pretending no one is watching? Virgo time is about discernment, and all the details point toward purification. There is no sacrifice, but rather an offering. The subtle distinction still empowers you. While you make an offering, some joy emanates. When you sacrifice a limb for the good of all, you will focus on the whole it generates. Switch frequency bands. There is always something nice playing elsewhere. During the next weeks, be objective and take note of what makes you unique. Take stock of all the areas in your life. The joke is on us. The corrupted elites will try to play another big scandemic, if you know what I mean. It is up to you to decide whether to comply or not. I won't comply. I'm not alone, but I'm on my own. Have you done enough research on things related to resources, talents, and money? How about growing food? About your health? How is your immune system this time after 3 years? Did you finally learn how to take care of it? Do you need a list of some herbs and ancestral wisdom beyond the corrupted medical/insurance system? How about trauma? Would you like a link to Gabor Mate's incredible work? Have you healed yet from ancestral drama? Small communities. Are you resonating with the right peeps? Or do you still wonder quietly, who are these people I have around me? And what have I done or not done to deserve them? For your information, the last 3 years were a test for what we're about to unfold next. Quote, and above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. The Mimpins, Roald Dahl. Another cancelled author. Fat, ugly, crazy, and even female. These are some of the words that have been controversially scrubbed from Roald Dahl's famed children's books by so-called sensitivity experts. Be wary of all the rapid changes in society overtaking our lives. Look into all the agendas and follow the money trail. Keep asking questions, and for fuck's sake, do not comply. Remember, when in fear, stay curious. Then I have a meme of Kermit with a phone like the old phones that we used to have. And it says, me, hello, is this a helpline for alcoholics? Yes, it is. Me, how do I make a mojito? So I said, and never ever lose your sense of humor. In the fall, I'm committing to deepen my studies in biogeometry. More on that soon. I can hear my mother's whispers reaffirming the path. I just surrender and channel. I listen to intuition and validate it with results. The rest manifestations are channeled in words, colors, shapes, sounds, and joy. Yes, pure joy. The worst thing that could happen to me is the best transcendence. Until then, I will be purifying my life to be deserving of that precious moment I fear not. P.S. I will retake the AI subject matter as soon as I have more time. Be well. Quote, everything is under the influence of everything else. Thich Nhat Hanh, no death, no fear. Try to make nothing, transforming grief into fear, 2002. Then there's a link. Somehow this song just popped up. Divoshka's How It Ends. Have a great week. Oh yeah, I'm going to read the footnotes. The Truth About Health with Dr. Amuz, hosted by DJ Satoshi. Bitcoin is freedom. Second footnote. Mars will be entering Libra on the 27th of August in search of harmony. However, when it in conjunct Saturn retrograde in Pisces, it may cause something to snap and dissolve into a new structure. The moon will meet Pluto retrograde and square the lunar nodes while trining Uranus in Taurus and Mercury retrograde in Virgo. Venus retrograde will also square Jupiter. Later in the week, Uranus will go retrograde, and on September the 4th, Jupiter will join all the retrograde planets as Venus will station direct after 43 days. The key is to face the truth and identify what needs to be let go. Nothing can grow too much under a shadow, but there's still some support if we're willing to explore new territories that may be able to sustain the new earth. We shouldn't spend resources fighting for what is no longer has a value, as it may cause expansion to stall. It's best to cut our losses. Have you ever made a bone marrow broth? If you've simmered it for over 48 hours, you know that the slow speed makes the ingredients release all the minerals and nutrients. Similarly, all the retrogrades and the upcoming full moon in Pisces will emphasize and possibly culminate whatever path was set up last February 20th, when the new moon found herself at 1 degree of Pisces. It's worth remembering that Saturn was at the last degrees of Aquarius and Pluto was also at the end of Capricorn back then. So much has happened since, and it is difficult to fathom as we're living in dystopian times. It's time to surrender and start mourning what's been lost. Back in February, Uranus sat at the same 15 degrees as Jupiter is now, while retrograde Saturn will conjunct this upcoming full moon, some sobering up with some light on what needs discernment. By the way, I'll have the second pass of my Saturn return. I know what's ending, and I've surrendered to it gracefully. A couple of weeks more while we still reflect by using the imagination for the grand things we aspire to is the way to go. Liberation paired with responsibility, the power to share the process of growth with others, with the instinctive awareness that change and transformation can be accepted with equanimity. Keeping the pace by understanding that receptivity is the key and the only task of a lifetime. The spirit balances emotional energies with principles and leads to expansion and success, adapting expression to be heard. The individualist survival of crises and experiences, no matter the circumstances, even if one has generated a crisis oneself. There is a conservative attitude that ensures security, while the perfection of the warrior who by instinctive adaptation will use major forces knowing how to ride the wave of shock. I was just reading Human Design Gates. A lot of the planets are there. Gates 40, 37, 42, 32, 2, 23, 36, 60, and 51. Have a great end of the week.